Hey. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Well, really it's honestly welcome for everybody because it's been almost a year since I posted my first video. So I don't know, a lot has happened since then. I graduated, I moved, I went to summer camp, I moved again, I started school, so I started teaching. Like, life has just been lifing. But I didn't stop reading. I read 365 books last year, so average a book a day. I didn't stop reading, and I didn't stop wanting to talk about my books with you guys. So now that life is a little bit more stable, a little bit more like I've got my footing a little bit, I thought now is as good a time as any to return back to the scene. Also, I don't know if y'all can tell how good the quality is now on our videos. We're upgrading, we're leveling up. Shout out to my dad for getting me this camera. Excited to see where the content goes. Now, moving on, switching gears. Last year in October, maybe, I applied to the Berkeley Romance Influencer Program and I got in. I got in. That was honestly one of my goals since I started taking Bookstagram relatively seriously. Berkeley publishes a lot of my favorite books, so the opportunity to get ARCs and NetGalley widgets, all of those things was right up my alley. So I was super excited when I got that email. But because of that, they've sent me a lot of books. So today I kind of wanted to talk about the books that I've read, the ones that I haven't read, my thoughts about some of the series, all of those things. Kind of just yap about the books I've got from Berkeley a little bit. And then talk about some ins and outs or some bookish goals for this year. Okay, so in my first box from Berkeley, they sent me 5 books. And so I got like a special letter from the author and the other side with a letter from the editor for each book. And then these are the books that they sent me. So they sent me 5 books. Oh wow, I wasn't holding one. Hold on. They sent me 5 books. Here they are. So I got one finished copy and then a copy of I Got Abducted by Aliens and Now I'm Trapped in a Rom-Com by Kimberly Lemming. Just Our Luck by Denise Williams. First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. Spiral by Bob Cabra. And The Love Lyric by Christina Forrest. So I wish there was a fly on the wall when I opened that box because I screamed. So let's talk about each of them a little bit. Maybe I'll go from like least enjoyed to most enjoyed. So bam, that's easy. Starting off with Just Our Luck by Denise Williams. She is definitely a hit or miss author for me, and I think this book solidified her as a miss. I really loved Technically Yours when I read it, I think last year, and I was giving her a chance to kind of redeem herself after a couple of the other books that I read by her and just didn't like. This one didn't really redeem anything, dare I say. So it's basically about Sybil and Kieran and luck and finding each other. Kieran runs his granddad runs a donut shop, and Kieran is kind of taking it over as his granddad's health is declining, and Sybil is kind of going through life and she feels that she's all over the place. She doesn't really have a direction. She's just flying by the seat of her pants. And one day she stumbles across a lottery ticket the lottery ticket happens to be a winner, but spoiler, well, not really spoiler, but ooh, she gives the ticket to Kieran and leaves. So there's a situation where she gives it to him and leaves. He finds out that the ticket is a winner and tries to contact her back. They start fake dating. It's a whole thing. Regardless of that, though, these characters were so bland and so two-dimensional. I didn't care about them at all. And Sybil's, like, I just had issues with Sybil as a main character. Like, there were certain things that she did throughout the book that we kind of blamed it on. Like, oh, it's okay, you don't have to succeed all the time. And that's true. That's true, but you also need some type of motivation. You need some type of motivation. Like, she had nothing going for her most of the book. She was overstepping boundaries in a lot of different places. So, like, when she finally came upon the money, just overstepping boundaries in areas where she had no business. So I had a really hard time liking her, a really hard time just enjoying these characters at all. I read this book on my Kindle, so I was really surprised to see how thick it is and how much I wasted my time. But I gave this book 2 stars, I think, because I sat down and read it. So sometimes you just gotta tack on a pity star. So this would be book number 4 out of the 5. Is I got abducted by aliens and now I'm trapped in a rom-com. So this book is kind of a play on The Wiz. So Dorothy is the main character, but she goes by Dory. So basically she's pursuing her PhD and she's studying all these things out in the wild, and then boom, somehow she has this magical lion, Toto, and 2 aliens that are in love with her. Saying that out loud sounds crazy, but honestly the book was crazy, so I'm not even really too surprised. I gave this book 3.5 out of 5 stars and 3 chili peppers. The book was fun. It was fun. It was a good time, but it wasn't. I found myself skimming a lot. A lot of the lore maybe that she was trying to build very much went over my head a lot of the times, but I did have some genuine laughs and think that it was funny. And that's why I can't even really tell you what was happening in the book. Like, she was kind of kidnapped to this alien planet to be used in a breeding program. I would say that this book is like the love child of maybe Ice Planet Barbarians, Jurassic World, and of course The Wiz. So I'd still recommend this book, but I'd go into it knowing that it's kind of silly. Okay, so this is where it's starting to get a little bit hard, and I honestly wouldn't even rank the last 3 books because they were all 5 stars. But book 3 is The Love Lyric by Christina Ford. This is also book 3 in the Green Sisters trilogy. So that first book is The Neighbor Favor. Second book is The Partner Plot. Now, funnily enough, I DNF'd The Neighbor Favor and I didn't care for The Partner Plot. So I was shocked, sort of, that I gave this book 5 stars, but I really liked it. From when I did read The Partner Plot, I was excited about just the little Iris and Angel crumbs that we were getting in those books, so I knew I would like them the most. But I also wasn't expecting for it to just be so genuine and heartfelt. And Iris is basically getting over or grieving the loss of her husband, and she's raising her daughter, and so figuring out how to go through life and still having this really big job where a lot of people are depending on her, and also again raising her daughter. She was just really grounded and motivated and inspirational and beautiful, and I really liked Iris. And then on the flip side, Angel, I was expecting more reformed playboy vibes from him, but that's just not who he was. He was so sweet the whole entire book. And the way that they communicated with each other, there was growth, there was personal growth on both sides. Like, the story was motivated not only by things going on outside, but also internally with the characters. So I really appreciated that. I thought that was nice. And overall, it was just a good read. Like, I have no complaints about this book. So I'm kind of split right now on Christina Forrest, but highly recommend this book. This book comes out February 4th, I think. So if you read this, let me know what your thoughts are. Okay, next book is Spiral by Boghabra. Now, this is book 2 in the Off the Ice series, I believe. And book 1 was Collide. So I read Collide also, like, kind of towards the end of last year. It started off a little slow for me, but it really, really, really picked up, and I ended up loving it. So I was super excited to read this one. I don't really even have any words. It was perfect. It was perfect. It is another one where Elias is supposed to be this sort of playboy. He's a hockey star. But him being seen with so many women, and it's just not good for his public image. And then Sage over here is a ballerina. She really wants to make it into this ballet company, this program, but she's realizing that kind of only Nepo babies are winning. So they enter into this fake dating scheme, and Elias is only seen with one woman, so that's being good for his career. And then Sage is sort of blowing up on Instagram. She's gaining followers because she's connected to Eli, the famous hockey player. So good. Just so good. I don't even know. I don't even know what I could say. I'm not even gonna say anything. Just read the book. That's all I have to say about it. That's all I have to say. I loved it. It was great. It was amazing. You need to read it. Simple. Okay, last book in the box, First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. So I gave this book 5 stars. I loved it. This is a Sleepless in Seattle inspired romance. And I've never seen that movie, so I couldn't really make the connections between the movie and the book. But in my opinion, what makes it an even better book is that I didn't need to know anything about the movie to still really, really love the book. Really love the characters. Lucy is basically this hopeful romantic. She's kind of a single mom, but in a really good co-parenting relationship. And she has a daughter, and they're trying to help her date. Everybody in her life is kind of saying, you know, you're young, you still need to get back out there, you still need to date, you need to fall in love. And then Aiden is the radio host for this show. One night, Lucy's daughter basically sets her up into calling the show. She delivers this monologue about love and still holding out for the idea of love and being in love. And that kind of does numbers for the radio station. And Lucy gets brought in, and her and Aiden spend a lot of the book together inside this booth, slowly falling in love with each other. And it was just so good. I think I'm going to reread this one this year, honestly, with the audiobook, because I just enjoyed it. And I think the audio would add a different layer that I don't know. It just made me happy. Okay, so this week Berkley sent me finished copies of Temple of Swoon and Once Smitten, Twice Shy. I've been having such a hard time getting that out. Okay, so I haven't read this one yet, but I will say I hated bad the first one in the series. So I'll keep y'all updated on what happens here. This book is book 3 in the Wilmot Sisters trilogy, and I gotta say that it's my least favorite out of the 3, okay? These 2 books are magical. This one, I still gave it 5 stars, let's start there. But I was missing something. And I have to admit and acknowledge that I read the e-arc of this book, so without any sort of audiobook, and I read the other 2 with the audiobook. So there might be something there. And I might give this another try with the audiobook, because I wouldn't expect for me to love so many of Chloe Lisa's books and then be kind of let down and disappointed by this one. So maybe we'll give it another shot. Yeah, so those were the books that I've been sent from Berkley in the first month of the influencer program. So I'm having a great time. The more I get books, I'll just share them with you guys. We can talk about them. Oh, I also wanted to talk about a couple of bookish goals for the year. So the biggest one that I've kind of already failed at so far is listening to audiobooks slower. I'm a serial 2.0 and above, because anything slower for me just feels too slow. But I also feel like maybe my reading isn't as immersive as it can be by going so fast. Like, even though I can comprehend what I'm listening to, maybe I should just slow it down just in general to just really soak up more of the book. I've tried it recently. Like this past week, I've been listening to books at 1.95x. So not a big change from 2, but it's still under 2. So just kind of trying my best to actually slow down, take all the books in, enjoy them. I really want to be able to give full detailed reviews, and some of those details might get lost in the weeds if I'm listening to a book that fast. Goal number 2, I want to keep exploring new authors. Last year was pivotal for me as a reader. I found new genres, I found new authors. Sarah Blue and Christina C. Jones were my top read authors from last year, and I found them last year. So I just feel like I need to keep the good vibes going. This year already, I started like January 2nd reading Man of the Year by Connie Easton, and since then I've read 4 of her books, and I have 3 in my KU library. So she's not going anywhere anytime soon. I started reading Siobhan Latrice, loving that series. So just continuing to discover new authors and new genres, and really enjoy the books that I'm reading. Next thing that I want to try to do is to buy less books. I'm doing better at it. Like, there are a couple things, like not even special editions, but when Oathbound comes out by Tracy Deonn, I'm going to buy that book, right? There are a couple of books that I'm going to buy, no questions asked. And I'm keeping my Book of the Month subscription, so each month as the year goes on, I'll get to pick one book, maybe an add-on. Also, if you want to join Book of the Month, my link is going to be in the bio down below to get your first book for $5. I love Book of the Month. Couldn't recommend them more. But I am going to keep my Book of the Month subscription and get those physical books. But other than that, I'm really utilizing Libby. I'm utilizing my Kindle Unlimited subscription and just trying to read books that way. I think I got so caught up in feeling like I needed to have a physical book to show you guys, or to have something, or to take a picture. And that's not really true. I can throw the picture up on the screen. I have my Kindle. I don't necessarily need to have every single physical book that I'm reading. Last but not least, or at least of the ones that I can think of today, I really want to go to more book events. I want to go to signings. I want to meet authors. I want to go to smaller indie stores. I've never been to a romance bookstore, so I want to go to a romance bookstore. And I just want to meet more people in the book community. Meet more people, see more things, and just do all the bookish things. Also, that wasn't even the last one. The last one is I really want to take this as seriously as I want to take it. And I think I'm realizing that I have to be dedicated. I have to be committed. I have to grind. It's about drive. It's about power. I have to do those things if I want to see the benefits, right? So I'm just really excited about this year. I have some fun stuff planned, but I also excited about just enjoying myself. Like, this is truly my corner of the internet that I am taking over, and I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be fun, and I'm just excited to see what happens. That was sort of my bookish yap, my stepping back onto YouTube, a little bit of a book haul, and some bookish goals for the year. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you're excited to see me back. I hope you're excited for the content that's going to be coming soon. Like the video. Follow my socials that are in the bio, my Instagram, my Goodreads, my Storygraph, so we can stay connected and you can see what I'm reading in real time. My Book of the Month affiliate link is also going to be down in the description. And yeah, comment something. I don't care what it is. Which one of these books are you going to read? What was your favorite part of the video? Comment something. Talk to me. Let's yap about books, okay? And until the next time, I'll see you guys in the next video, and keep reading.